Shalom, shalom. Check, 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 check. All right. Hey, shalom. Yahaba Shemi Abshad Brakatha. I'm Priest and Officer Kamada, holding it down from Southern California all the way to Nevada. You know what I mean? Today is the Lashawan Qadash class. You know what I mean? First off, Salakia. You know, we are the Isupk, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, Harlem, New York, from 125th Street, under commanding Jenny Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching and defending the truth. You know what I mean? And we've been saying that the oppressor is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, right? So, again, this is the Lashawan Qadash, where we teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans their native, their original language given by the Lord, right? This is where you're going to learn your language that was stolen from you by the oppressor, that was taken away from you by the force of the sword. All right, so again, like every Friday, you know, break it down for everybody that's just tuning in. This is how, Salaki, and put the connectors. Right? In the ancient Hebrew, this is what you would be looking at if you was to be, you know, studying, reading, right, writing the ancient Hebrew, right here, Lashawan Qadash. Now, this right here on the second line is what you would have seen in the Assyrian captivity, right? This is the Assyrian Hebrew. This is what the Yiddish man, right, the Jewish man uses. You know, we still, nonetheless, will pronounce it like our original characters, right? You have a la, sha, wa, na, but you know, here we have connectors. These connectors make the character singular. This connector here makes a character join together, come together, right? So you will have one, right? Lashawan Qadash, right? This, when we see this, the Jewish man, he might have some dots over here, you know, this and that. I don't know, what have you, right? But we still read it the same way. Lashawan, always in the Assyrian, one rule is that the two last characters most likely come together. Lashawan Qadash, right? So Lashawan Qadash, what does it mean? Lashawan means tongue. Qadash means holy. So there's a language that is holy. Holy in the Hebrew means separate or set apart. This is a language that is holy unto Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, meaning that it is separate and that it's set apart just for you, given by the Lord, right? So we're going to get into the characters, and then we're going to continue. Right. So in the red, we have the ancient. In the blue, we have the Assyrian. I will pronounce these: A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Cha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right. Now, if you notice in the Assyrian, we have double characters. We have 5 double characters. Right? So the Ka, which is this one here, has a double character. The difference is that the character with the green underline comes at the beginning, the middle of a word only. Only in the beginning or the middle of a word. the character with the black underline is always going to be seen at the end of a word. The same thing with the ma, which you have the ma here, right? The na, which you have the na here, right? Same thing. Green underlines, you have the pa, taza. Green underlines are going to be always at the middle, so like at the beginning or the middle of a word. The black underlines characters are going to be only seen at the end of a word. All right, I'm gonna leave it up. Anybody watching, share the class, drop a like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe for what. All right, so Zion, Jued. I don't know what you're trying to say the Lord's name. That's not how you say the Lord's name, right? Yahweh. I don't know where you picked that up from, but that's not the Lord's name in the Hebrew. I'll show you how to say the Lord's name. So that what you put out is bastardized. Sounds like with the way the Jewish man says it. That's bastardized right there. You want to learn the Lord's name, right? That's how you write it in the ancient. Right, this how you see it in the Assyrian, but the way you pronounce it, right? Because you will see it like this in the Assyrian, right? But the way you would pronounce it is like that. Yah ha what? You know what I mean? So Next time you tune into this class, better not see you say Yawaha. I don't know what that means. But anyways, today we're gonna get into what in the English, they will call them prefix. Put it down. Right, but it's known. The way we would say it is a preposition. Prepositions. Okay, so like let me do it like this. Put on one side prepositions, prefix. Prepositions. All right, so ah, 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 yeah, ah, la, ma. B, right? So these are characters that you will see at the beginning of a sentence. So what does it mean when you see the I at the beginning of a sentence? It means I or I am. By and in or on. Da and do. Da. One, two. Right. So every time you would have a sentence and never say the I in front of it. Let me get an example. Um, so let me get an example. So like this Salakia, for Zion, Juad, um, if you can't see what I'm writing, you could go, like, if I pull up the class, right? I'm right here in the class, like on YouTube. On YouTube, I could zoom in. I could zoom in and out. You know what I'm saying? And you could see what I'm writing on the board. Through my phone, I could, if I turn it sideways, you could see the board, right? That's a good feature that YouTube has. You know what I mean? Writing small, can't see that, none, sir. All right. Salagia, are you Juad? Zion Juad. I'm assuming you're a brother. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure if you're a student or you just check in, but you should check in. Drop in if you're a brother or a sister on the just like this sister right here, Olivia Arnold. She did the salute, Shalom sis. Yahweh Shemal Atam Bashe Yahweh. If you're a brother, you would say, young man, whatever your name is, checking in from whatever city you in, right? Like that. Yes, I'm a brother. Okay, Khan. You know what I mean? So, just drop in so that way you could get credit. You know what I mean? If you are a brother, you know what I mean, trying to get in all black, if you haven't yet done so, you know what I mean? Wherever zone you're in, try to get in class physically, so you could, do the work, start to do the work of the Lord. Like, don't be lazy. You know what I mean? That's just in general to anybody. Right? So, again, I'm going to just continue because of time. So you'll see I, right, at the beginning of a sentence, and I would say I or I am, which means, right? So you would say Anya, Ahab, whoever name, right? So you say I, Anya means I, Ahab, love, right? And then you would say the person's name, Anya, Ahab, right? And then the you will follow it with the person who you trying to say you love, right? And then if you see Ba, it's in the beginning, right? And the thing about you can see in the Blue Letter Bible, so like my reception's a little bit slow. Trying to see. This one has a lot of bars in there. Right, so you hear, if you go to Numbers, all right, let me pull this out right here. This is the Torah, which the Yiddish man would say, Torah. Okay, Khan, Salakia, Zion, Juad, Tawada, right? So this is what you would see. I mean, what you would have, right, as the as a reference to the Hebrew, right? Where you would use the Hebrew and the English, right here. You see that on one side you have the English, and then on this side you have the Assyrian Hebrew, right? So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about when you see the ba. So that's Numbers 13 and 19. So I'm gonna go to Numbers chapter 13 and 19. So right here, 18, 19, and it says at the bottom, 19. I don't know if I could zoom in, but you have ba. It is ba. Ba ma ba ma ba matazarium. Ba matazarium, right? So these letters right here are too small, so I can show you. Let me see if I could show you this word right there. All right, I'm gonna show you in the phone. Ba matazarium. It's Salakia. Is this one right here. You see how the ba right there, and then you see a slash is separating the ba, is letting you know that this is a proposition. Ba meaning in, right? In strongholds is what is being used in this scripture, right? The ba in, or it can mean on. So when you're reading, right? Of course, here you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that, right? You're not going to see what I'm talking about. Having the what do you call it? The separation. There is no separation here, right? It's just ba ma batazarium. Ba ma batazarium. Right? So the ba at the beginning of a root word means in or on. You have the da means do. Ha, like we have the prayer. Hakak, right? Means the power. Hak is prayer, but when you add hakak is the pray. Salak, it means power. Hak means power, but when you add the ha, it's the power. So why, right? You would hear brother would say, he's blazing on camp, or we get a boot kiss. We get a boot kiss, and we'll say Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. We'll say the water Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Thank you, Most High Power and Christ. When you see the wa in the beginning of a root word means and, right? The ya, he, ka, as or like, la is to or for, ma, of or from, right? Those are the proposition characters that when you see them in the beginning of a root word, you will read it as such. I am, in. So like I or I am, ba, in, on, da, do, ha, the, wa, and, ya, he, ka, as like, la, to or for, ma, of, from. Now, in the English, you would have what they call a suffix. A suffix is like a ish. Ish is a suffix, right? When they say, childish, blackish, so these are suffixes. In the Hebrew, it'll be known as a possessive. Right down over here. Suffixes. Possessives. You know what? I don't think I want to have space. So sometimes in class you will see me pull out a scripture and then I'll circle right at the beginning. It'll have a ba or the wa, and I'll circle it. This is the reason why I'm circling it to make a separation where it says and, the, right, and then at the end of a word, I will also circle the possessives or the suffixes, right, when you see these at the end to let you know that this is where it says the meaning. That way you be able to read, right? Read. That way you will understand what is being said. So Yah at the end of a root word means my. What's like it? Let me Yah. Right, that's what you will see at the end. So what do they mean when they are at the end of a root word? This one is my. Or me. Your. You. His. Right. So when you see these characters, the ka, the ya, the ka, the wa, the ha, na wa, come, kun, hun, yan, yum, yun, right? At the end of a root word, it's saying the ya is saying my or me. The ka is saying you, your, or you. The wa is saying his or he. The ha is her, she. Now wa is our, right? And you will hear nawa in the Lord's Prayer. Let me see, where is it over here? Right, where it says Nathan Lanawa, Kawawap Yanawa, Kawawap Yanawa, right? Kasalak Nawa, right? That's saying our. Nawa is our, like our God, right? Like Abba Nawa, that means our Father. Abba means Father. Nawa is our, right? So you will see Abba Nawa, that means our Father. Come is saying your or y'all, right? That's masculine. Khan is let's see. Right, so Khan is your or y'all feminine. Ham is their, them masculine. Han is their, them feminine. Yum is plural, right? Meaning more than one. Yun, but masculine. Yun is plural, more than one, but feminine. All right, I'll leave this up. These are things, this is what you would have to have in your notes, right? So if I'm going through a scripture and, and I circle them, you will know if it's at the end of a sentence or so like if it's at the end of a root word, you will know that it means my or me, right? Whatever you have here, right? If it's at the beginning of a root word, it's saying is this is what you would see, right? And to know that it's saying the and he, right? So I'm gonna leave it up, and then I'm gonna continue. So, Lakia, again, if it's hard for you to read what's on here, for those that are tuning in, go. I don't think you could do this on your laptop or your computer, not unless it's touch screen, right? But if you have a phone, you can go into YouTube. I'm not sure if Android does it, but Apple works fine. Where you could zoom in. I could zoom in, turn it up and down, left and right, and I'll be able to pause the video and take down notes on what's there. So I'm gonna leave this up for a few minutes, or take a screenshot. Take a screenshot, on your own time. Put it down on your notes if you can't do it now. All right, so we're gonna continue. So we're gonna go into some vocabulary, right? How to I'm gonna put some words up on the board and how we would say them in the Hebrew. I'm gonna do it in the ancient, and I'm also gonna spell it out so you'll be able to pronounce them. Right. So hey, Shalom, Kazak Yakal. Shalom Yahabashim Yashar Barakatah. Brother checking in from Los Angeles. All right, so this is a list, right? Salakia for the sloppiness, right? So this is a list of words in the English and how you would say them in the ancient Hebrew and how you would write them, right? So we have able, you would say Yakal, right? Yakal, above, ma'al, ma'al, accident, right? Somebody will look at this and think that it's saying male, right? Because in the English, that's how you will, write male, but that's incorrect. The way you pronounce it in the Hebrew, you have the ma, right? The I and the la. You have the ma that's singular, and you have the I and the la that are joined together, right? So ma'al. Accident is Ashawan. Ashawan is how you would say accident. Address, Kathabath. Right? You have the Ka, the Bath. Advice, Itazah. Itazah. Afraid is Pakad. Pakad, so like it. Because you have the Ka, right? Which the way you pronounce it is with the vibration of your throat, right? Pakad. After is a car, right? A car. Against is nagad. You have na, ga, and da. Nagad. Age is gayal, right? So like a gayal. All. This is one that you would see in the prayers, right? Cow, right? Let me see where it is over here. Salakia. Right in the Lord's Prayer, it'll say Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam. So like a Yawam, Khan, right? So that's one that you would have that you would see in the Lord's Prayer. All right is Basadar. Basadar is how you would say all right. Right? So I probably start using that one myself. That's one thing that my uncle, he's an essay, and he'd be like, all right. He sees something or you tell him something, he'd be like, all right. Right? So that's one thing that Latinos, right? All right. I'll probably start using that one. Basadar. Right? Alone. Labad. Already. Well, I'm not sure if that's from a cartoon or something. It sounds like, it'd be like already. Oh no, Salagia. You hear rappers, Judites be using that. You know what I'm saying? When they like you looking fresh already. You know what I mean? So Kabar. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, who did your fringes? They fresh. What would you say? Kabar. Like already. Right? Altar. Masabak. Right? Always. Thamyad. Right? Thamyad also means forever. Right? Thamyad is always or forever. Right? Among. Bayam. Right? So, use these and in your daily speaking. Like you hear us, we'll say you tawab, right? It's kind of like Spanglish. Latinos use a lot of Spanglish. This brother right here, Kazak Yakar, you know what I mean? He's a Parian. He's a Puerto Rican. He pretty sure he speaks Spanglish. You know what I'm saying? So we would say we'll use English and Spanish to form a sentence. You know what I'm saying? So, you'll hear brothers in the school, like, hey, you tawab? Like, you good, right? So, use these in your daily speakings, right? For sure, I'm going to use Basadar. That reminds me of my uncle. He'd be like, all right. And I'm going to say it like that too. Basadar. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I'm gonna, I'm gonna say the water to all the brothers who tuned in. Yahaba Shem Yahushai Barakathum. I'm gonna say the water to the sisters who also tuned in. Yahweh Shemal Athan by Hashem Yahushai. I'm Preaching Officer Kamadah. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, Harlem, New York, 125th Street, right under commanding General Yahana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth and defending it as well. And we've been saying that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? Keep tuning in. Where did English come from? Is if this was our original language, sir? English comes from the European, right? That's the Europeans' language. Spanish, English, French, Portuguese, Russian, all those are, I'm not sure if you, like this, like the Judites from the down south, they have a different English than Judites from the East Coast and the West Coast. They say things a little bit differently, right? They call it either Ebonics, they call it slang, you know what I'm saying? So they won't say, like, what's the word? Two, even the word two, like you would have, like Tupac said this, to live and die in LA, right? You would have somebody from down south, he might say to live and die in LA, right? Right? So in the English is no different from Spanish. It's no different from Russian, from French, from Portuguese, from German, French. All those languages is the same language by the oppressor. But just like how a Judite would pronounce a word, with a certain way, right? They what they call it? They call it Salakia. It's like I have it at the tip of my tongue, man. I can't recall what they call it. An accent. It might have an accent. They might put an accent on this, or there's another word. Salakia. I can't recall what's the other word that they would use. A dialect. Salakia. There you go. It's the same language spoken in different dialects, right? So again, English, Spanish, Portuguese, all these languages, French, were forced upon Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans by the sword, right? Because if you go out to Brazil, those brothers out there are speaking Portuguese, and it was forced on them by the oppressor. The same oppressor who went to the islands went to the West Islands and forced the French upon the brothers out there in Haiti as well, right? The or what have you. So like, the same oppressor that went to Mexico, Central America, to Puerto Rico, Cuba, and forced Spanish on the brothers out there. No different than the oppressor who forced English, right, on the Judite brothers and on the people in the Americas, right? So that's where English comes from the oppressor, right? And that's the reason why we're trying to go back to our roots. You know what I'm saying? So anything you see on here, put it into practice on your, instead of saying, like I said, you might they might ask you a question, but hey, this and that, or they might tell you something, this and that. Instead of saying all right, they say basador. But what does that mean? It means all right. And little by little, when you start saying it and you start telling people what it means, every time you say it, they're gonna understand what you're saying, right? So put it into practice. I'm pretty sure you're a young brother, let the use it with your siblings. Use it with your brothers and sisters, man. Use it with your cousins. Use it with your mom. Every time you come to the school, use it, right? And with that, let me see. The water sister Batha Salakia, Batharawana, right? The water Ayundabar sis, and the sister Olivia, the water. And with that, I'm gonna end the class. Tune in again tomorrow for the Sabbath service, right? You're gonna hear the brother priest and officer Itazan, right? Read the Hebrew. He's gonna read it, and then and he's gonna go into his topic, right? He's gonna throw up prayers. Tune into his class, and keep dropping likes, right? Drop comments, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and with that, shalom.